Hello, I'm David Safin, Associate Professor of Digital Art and Media here at St. Vincent College. This is my office and these are my office hours. This is a conversation show that we have with artists, filmmakers, where we get to introduce them to you and you get to see some of their work. And today we have Greensburg filmmaker Derek Hughes joining us to talk about a couple of his projects. So welcome to the office, Derek.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
And again, this is another one of my former students. Derek graduated from St. Vincent in 2018. And when he would have, correct me if I'm wrong, Derek, when you would have visited my office, it wouldn't have been this office. I think I had a different one.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look familiar anymore.
The old one was much smaller. It was much smaller. So this is not a backdrop. This is actually my office. So I know you, of course, but the people watching don't. So can you give us a little background of, where you're from and how you found this interest and love for filmmaking?
Yeah, so born and raised in Greensburg, still live in Greensburg. Obviously went to St. Vincent, graduated 2018, but my love for film started very young. It was really just because a lot of the time my dad always had a camcorder at like holidays and birthdays. And then I just got interested in, I think, cameras more than movies, just like what you could do with a camera. And then the big one for me, when I was probably too young to watch it, when I was probably like 12 or 13, when I saw Scream for the first time, was the one that really pushed me into like films, not just being behind the camera, but like creating stories. But yeah, it really started with that camcorder and just like I would take it and film on the tapes, even though I probably shouldn't have been filming on the tapes, maybe filming over some holiday stuff. But no, it was really that. And then, yeah, Scream was that first one that really pushed me into wanting to do what I do.
I saw Jaws way before I should have seen Jaws. We all have that movie where my kids are both very young and I was way younger than them when I saw Jaws. I'm like, what was I doing watching Jaws at that age? So it's good to know that that's something that's universal, watching movies that we're not supposed to. So I had a similar experience with my dad and cameras. Did you ever find yourself watching his stuff and being critical of the stuff to kind of improve? Because I know I would watch stuff with my dad's and I would say, maybe shoot it like this, or maybe don't do that. And didn't know at the time that I was actually learning how to do this.
I don't know. Maybe like subconsciously I was, because I would have been so young when I was looking at that stuff. And we recently just got all those tape put on digital and I haven't been able to check them out recently. So I might watch them now and maybe I got to give them some pointers now, right?
It's
what
weird.
I'm doing now.
It's like reality TV. If your dad had a camera, it was almost like you had your own show, which I think helps with a comfort level with the camera, because it's like when you direct, you have to make your talent comfortable. And I think if we were raised in a house with cameras on us, we could kind of get there sooner. Do you find that, like, your experience being on camera, does that help you with others on camera?
I maybe to a degree. If anything, I feel like even through high school, whenever I took video production courses, it was you had to be behind the camera and in front of the camera. And my video production teacher in high school, Matt King at Greensburg Salem, I was pretty upfront about the fact I really want to learn what's going on behind it. And luckily, he let me stay behind it. This is the most in front of camera I think I've been in a while right here with you. I really just love being behind the camera. I think that's what maybe spawned from that more than, but I do think to a degree, I don't know how much my dad was directing me, but I do think having that familiarity with the camera helps me understand what it is like to be in front of it, for sure.
So when did the bug hit you of like, I'm not just behind the camera, but I'm crafting stories and I'm shooting to edit? I think you're not a filmmaker until you edit something. Mm-hmm. So what was that first film where you said, I am now in front of the computer assembling a story from all these clips?
Yeah, so we at my high school, we had the morning news, like pretty much every high school does. And right from my freshman year, just being such a horror fan, that my teacher let me do the Halloween special my freshman year. And then I got to do it freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and senior year. Probably then. That was probably the first time I was really understanding what it meant to try to craft a story, whether it's good or not now, but understanding what it takes to create.
As long as it was good then, that's really all that matters.
Exactly.
We can't look back and say, "Oh, I can't watch it." No, well, if it was good then, it's good. So maybe we'll show a clip of that in a future.
I don't know.
Well, speaking of your work, I do want to show examples of your work, and like you mentioned, Scream and horror films. I wanted to show the beginning of one of your more recent films called Peanuts that I know you shot a great deal locally. And so we're going to show the beginning of it just to maybe give audience a taste of your work. But do you want to give us a little background as to what inspired you to do that and how that process went?
Yeah, so with Peanuts, what was cool about Peanuts, I have a good friend from high school that I met through video production classes, Mitchell Brinker. He's a really, really great DP. He was based in LA at the time, but now he's in New York. And he was home for the weekend, and he brought his Ari. And I was like, I feel like we need to do something if you're here. And
Wow.
the big thing was, with short films, I don't think you need to answer everything. It could just kind of just be its own entity, and not everything needs explained. So it was like I found that peanut vendor clip from it and kind of wrote a little story around that. My friend owned CD Warehouse. We were able to use the space. And then Mitch shot that and I directed it, wrote it, edited it.
All right, so we're just going to give everybody a chance to check out the beginning of this, and then we'll talk a little bit afterwards. So enjoy the first few minutes of the film Peanuts by Derek Hughes.
Here you are, man. Have a good one.
You too. You still good to stick around and put it away?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, thanks. I owe you.
We are closing in 5 minutes. Please bring all purchases to the front. Thank you.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow, dude.
Yep. Yeah. We can watch it tonight whenever I get home. I'll be home in like an hour or so. I swear to God, if you watch it without me, I'm leaving you this evening. No, I'm just... What's this? No, sorry, no, I was talking to myself. Listen, I gotta go. I got stuff I have to do. Okay, I love you too. Yeah, I'm good on that.
Okay, so that was the beginning of Peanuts, and so I wanted to make sure that you knew how you can check it out if you want to see the rest of it. Derek, is there a place that you can tell people to go if they want to finish the movie?
Yeah, it's on. If you go on YouTube and search Peanuts Skene 19 Films, so SKENE 19 Films, you'll find it on our channel right there.
And what is the total runtime?
It's right under 6 minutes, I believe.
Okay. It's a very consumable,
Yes.
web consumable.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned Skene 19. So you work at Skene 19. Can you tell us a little bit about what Skene 19 is and what you do there?
Yeah, Skene 19, we're a film production company here in Greensburg. We do a lot of local Pittsburgh kind of ads and documentaries and such, but national stuff too. We work with some really great organizations in Florida, and we're a full production house. I've been there for 5 years. I've been full-time there for about 3.5, 4 years. It's me and the owner, Marcus Morelli. Skene's his middle name. That's where it comes from.
I always wondered where Skene came from. Okay.
Yeah, do you know the story of like what it all means? Because it is cool. It's interesting, like why it's Skene 19.
No.
So it's Skene because it's his middle name, which was I believe his uncle's name, and then 19 was always his number in sports. But even
Okay.
bigger than that, when he was 19 years old on Route 119
Wow.
on May 19th, 1999, he was in a car accident, and it laid him up for the whole summer. And he fell in love with movies that summer, and got his first camera that summer. And that's what kind of pushed him in to create the company and do that. It's pretty wild.
It was feeling like could have gone a little rear window there. He had a full cast on with a camera. So I'm glad that it went that different direction. I never knew that,
Yeah, it's pretty
honestly.
cool.
So what is the relationship that you have between like the sort of the commerce and the art? I mean, like there's always going to be that line where it's like, how creative can you be in your work, and then how does that sort of find its way into the stuff you do personally?
Yeah, me and Marcus were actually just talking about this earlier. Like, just like whenever we watch a film, how can we integrate that into what we're creating there? But when it comes to like the personal things I do, like Marcus obviously still attached with like Peanuts, like producing and supplying for us. It's nice because I have this full freedom to do what I want when it comes to that. And what's really nice about a lot of our work is a lot of our clients kind of give us creative freedom on stuff. Like we do all of like Permani Brothers stuff, and they've been giving us a lot of freedom to make some cool stuff. Seton Hill, we do a lot of great stuff with them. And then there's a pizza place here in town called Baldy's, and we do Baldy's commercials, and Mike, the owner there, lets us do whatever we want. So it's cool to be able to bring our own creativity and kind of work off each other within client work, not just, passion projects. So I think they blend really well with what we do.
So when you'd mentioned that you had access to an RE camera and wanted to make something with it, you obviously make this really compelling film. What is the goal afterward? Okay, there's always that creative burst and there's the satisfaction of completing it. But then what is the plan for something like Peanuts afterward? And what has been the response to it since it's been done?
Yeah, so Peanuts was the big thing with that was the first time in a while I'd done something on my own to a degree, creatively, and I just really wanted to do it. The end goal with that was we had a Halloween event at St. Clair Park for like 3 years in a row for the company, and we show some films we worked on through the year. So we got to watch Peanuts at St. Clair Park on a huge, projection screen with hundreds of people, which was really cool. So that was the end goal with that, just to kind of put something out there and see also like how the internet receives it, because horror, I think, is such an interesting genre because it can be whatever it wants to be. If you have a comedy and you throw a horror element into it, it feels off. But if it's a horror comedy, it's different. But if it's a straight up comedy with one scene that's horror, it feels weird. It's cool about horror and why I love it so much. It's like you can have action, drama, comedy, make it a thriller, do anything with it. So that was what we wanted to do with Peanuts. There's some of the stuff Anthony says that's kind of funny, and then there's like the horrific stuff in it, I think, towards the end. But yeah, like the end goal was just like getting that out there and showing people kind of my voice with what I can do with that genre.
So that would lead us to your next film, What Hides in Us. And so we're going to see a clip of that here in a second, but do you want to maybe introduce the film a little bit? What's it about, and what was your process getting that going?
Yeah, so What Hides in Us, we would have shot back here in March of 2025. And that was another one. Mitch was in town. Me and Mitch like working together. And his girlfriend, Samantha, who's a really, really great director and producer. She was coming in town too, so we thought it'd be fun. So me and Sam co-direct that one, which was a really fun experience. And then we just had our two leads. We shot it, and Will Radin, also St. Vincent grad, obviously he ran sound for us, and it was actually his cabin that we used for it. But yeah, we shot it in about, I think I wrote the script maybe in a couple hours, because when Mitch says he's coming, then I just try to write something. And then luckily we had great actors who could make all that believable. And then, yeah, we shot it in 8 hours, and that was it. Like 7-minute film, 8-hour shoot.
So, what is the story? Because unlike what we just did with Peanuts, we're not going to show like the beginning. We're gonna throw people a little bit in the middle. So, can you give us kind of the lead up to what we're about to see?
Yeah, so what hides in us is about a couple that go to, you get kind of thrown into it with the couple, but it's about a couple that goes to a cabin for a weekend to try to rebuild their relationship. And there's more than just them in that cabin, to say the least, that's not helping them with that rebuild.
So, why don't we just take a sec and give a little look at the film "What Hides in Us."
Why don't you just come to bed? We'll start tomorrow fresh and work on ourselves, okay?
I miss this. Miss feeling close to you.
I miss it too.
Emma, open the door, please! Do not open that door.
All right, so that was a little clip from "What Hides in Us" by co-directed by Derek Hughes. So, Derek, what has been the response to this film so far?
It's been a really good response. So we entered into about 11 festivals, and like the festivals we could have heard back from by now for notification dates, we were selected for the
Nice.
two that were already that already happened. One was New Jersey HorrorCon, and then the other one was HorrorCon UK that had a really great panel. So it's cool to think about that it was played out in London, which is pretty cool. But now the response has been great. Everyone we've shown the film all kind of have the same response where they really enjoy it, but it's like it's intense for sure, and it's kind of uncomfortable. But yeah, I would think everyone enjoys it that has watched it, that has told me that at least. Yeah.
Getting good feedback is always good feedback, and then you get to put laurels.
Hmm.
The laurels are the best part. Fill it up with all the laurels on
I'm,
them.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for more of them.
Will it be on Skene's like Peanuts is, or will it be somewhere else?
It'll be on C19 channel. Yep.
Okay, so it's reason to keep checking in to see when that film comes out. So we're about to wrap up here, and as always, I like to talk to film lovers about their responses to film. So I have my questionnaire that I like to ask, but I want to make sure that you're ready to go. Are you ready to tackle the questionnaire?
Yep.
All right. So first and foremost, what movie makes you laugh?
What movie makes me laugh? One of my favorite comedies is I Love You Man with Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. That movie gets me every time. Just it's so awkward. Paul Rudd's so awkward in it. That one for sure is up there for me. Dazed and Confused is another one. That's one of, if I had to pick a top four, Dazed is in the top four. Trying to think of like pivotal ones from like teenage years, because I think that's when they really get you. Like obviously Super Bad. super bad, and then into Adventureland, his next movie. Those are two that really get me too.
It's funny. I recently watched Hot Rod, and
Oh man, another favorite. Yeah.
and it's funny because you finish Hot Rod and it takes you back to the time it was made, and that's when that sort of trite saying comes out. It's like they don't make these movies anymore. Like they don't make I Love You Man anymore, and if they do, it doesn't find its way to the theater where you can sit with 50 people that you don't know and laugh at the same things. It's like a Netflix film. And so as soon as you said I Love You Man, that was the first thing I thought. Is seeing Jason Segel and Paul Rudd being funny is not something that we see on the big screen much anymore.
And it's I thought about this recently because I went and saw Friendship, which was really awkward and fun and goofy, but really dark. But like, I'm like, when was the last time we had we have these big event movies like The Hangover,
Yeah.
21 Jump Street? Like, was that the last time we had these like comedy events? I don't know. Like, I feel like The Hangover, what, '09
Yeah.
is what I feel like was like, or 21 Jump Street was another massive one that I feel like everyone went to see, but we don't get them anymore.
Yeah.
Bridesmaids.
Yeah. I mean, these are like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel depressed. So I think that would lead into the next. What movie makes you cry?
Every movie. No, there's so many movies. Man. I mean, more recently, what did I just watch? I watched Beautiful Boy with Timothy Chalamet and
Steve
Carell. That movie really got me. Trying to think of a movie though that every time I turn it on, it could get me. 50-50 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen. That's another one where it's like the comedy is the genre, but it's a character piece. That one. What about you? I'm curious. What's yours?
You're the first person who's ever asked me. Well, it's funny because when I ask these questions, it's like, what movie makes you cry doesn't have to be a sad movie necessarily, or a comedy. And like, there are movies that just like the emotion of the moment, like will move me. And the last time I watched the movie Hoosiers with Gene Hackman, there's a scene where he leaves only 4 players on the court. And the ref is like, you need one more. And he's like, my team is on the court, and everybody's booing at him. And he just wags his little thing at them defiantly, like, I'm sticking to my guns. And I was welled up, and I was like, and I don't know where that came from, but you watch it now from a different point in your life, and you're just like, this is a guy who's standing up for his convictions, and he's doing it defiantly with all this pressure around him. He's like, I have a plan and I'm sticking to it. And I don't know what I just started crying. And that's when and so it's like, that's just a situation. It's not like it makes me cry all the time, but it's surprising because the answers to these questions could change literally every week.
Yeah. I mean, I really want to think about that now, because there's movies that aren't sad that just get me and just makes me emotional. Like Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh my, yes.
That one. I mean, obviously sad and happy. Coco, I think, is probably my favorite Pixar movie. It's just so good, and but yeah, there's so many. I don't know. I feel like I'm a wimp with movies.
They're supposed to get us going emotionally if they're doing their job.
Yeah.
All right. So what movie makes you laugh? What movie makes you cry? What movie scares you? This should be hard for you.
I don't know how much I enjoyed it or would watch again. Skene. I don't know if you've heard of Skene.
No.
So Skene, what's really cool about it, the director, Kyle Edward Ball, I think, directed it. He shot it in like his childhood home, and it's all on this old film camera, and it's like just stills of rooms for the most part. And it's like an hour and 40 minutes of you sitting in this house with these little kids while their parents leave the house. And there's like no dialogue, and it's just like the ambience of it. And it's one of the most unsettling things I've seen recently. But like bigger movies, like Sinister always gets me. Sinister's pretty good. But like, I don't know, probably that Skene movie. It's a weird one. Now, when I was younger, obviously, like Paranormal Activity. I don't
Oh yeah.
remember I don't remember if you remember that campaign, like
Oh yeah.
get Paranormal Activity to your city. We were supposed to go to Fright Night at Kennywood and it rained. So it was playing at the waterfront. We were like 13, 14 years old. We went and saw it. That scared me. Like that theater experience and like that scared me a lot. What about you? I am curious about yours.
Well, for me, I tend to be more scared with like documentaries that are really like rooted in reality, like
Yeah.
with things that are happening in the world. And, again, looking at films from the perspective of a father now and just seeing things like, just thinking about something like An Inconvenient Truth or An Inconvenient Sequel, where it's like, what is the world going to look like when it's my kids' turn to be adults?
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the ones that like really give me that visceral reaction of fear. I'm also somebody that avoids horror movies at all costs. Like I don't need to be scared. At the amusement park, my favorite rides are bumper cars and merry-go-rounds. Like I don't need to be on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things scare me. But there are some documentaries that when you watch them, like there is a fear that might even just be more anxiety based. But yeah,
have you seen any horror films recently?
No.
Like, did you get to watch Sinners yet?
No, but I saw that it's out. I saw that it's on
Yeah.
Max, and it's hard for me because again, I have kids, so like I don't have a lot of privacy, and I also want to spend time with them. But they'll be like, I'm going to be up late, or I'm going to get up early to watch something, and Sinners is at the top of my list. So as soon as I saw that was on Max, I'm like, the next time I'm up a couple hours early, I'm going to watch that. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that I see now is more family friendly, just because that's the state of life that I'm in. All right, finally, what movie inspires you?
I feel like there's a lot, so I'll go recent. A horror film that came out this year. It inspires me for a bunch of reasons. There was a movie that came out this year called Bring Her Back, and it was by Danny and Michael Filippo. They're twin brothers from Australia. I don't know if you've ever heard of Raka Raka on YouTube. I don't know if you remember these guys. They did like a bunch of videos. They did like just a lot of stunt videos. And they came into the fold 2 years ago and they did a movie called Talk to Me. And then Bring Her Back is their follow-up that came out this year with Sally Hawkins. And it's a character-driven film at its core, but it's horrific. And that movie is a hard watch, but it is inspiring on many levels, like I said, because these were just guys making YouTube videos. And now they're 2 studio films deep with A24 in the span of 2.5 years. It's just like, just the way they direct the drama in their films is just really believable. And then you watch an interview with them, you should look up these guys. They are the goofiest guys you will ever see. The way they act's insane. They're just twin brothers and they fight with each other and they're just really funny. And then you watch their movies and you're like, in what world did these guys make this? But yeah, like just like how they direct, but then like I said, being YouTubers and being able to create on a big scale like that is just really inspiring for me.
Well, you've given me a lot of homework. I got to go to YouTube and I got to look up a lot of different things. I got to watch different movies so I can keep up with you and all that you're doing. So that pretty much is our time. It was a really fun conversation. I'll make sure that everybody goes out and checks out Peanuts on the Skene 19 Films YouTube channel, and then be on the lookout for What Hides in Us when that comes out as well. Thank you so much, Derek. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was great.
All right. So again, that's about all the time we have today. So I'll just make sure that I see you next time.